Good morning, dear students. I'm again with you, Miss Meisaء Khalaf. We are going to have Unit 6 in grade number 9, grade 9. We are having Unit 6, which is called, the title is Exciting Challenge. Exciting Challenge, and the subtitle is Mother's Decisions Can Change the World. Mother's decisions can change the world. Let's start and see what information we're going to take and have about. The first, we have a lesson which is very good about Thomas Edison. This is the picture of Thomas Edison. We know him, and he's very famous for his invention, which is the light bulb. Okay, and this is the picture of him and his mother, and when he was a kid. This is the picture when he was a child, and this is the picture when he became old and invented the light bulb, which lights up all the world. So the teacher, let's know the story about Mr. Thomas Edison. The first, we have known that the teacher sent a letter to his mother telling his mother that her son is mentally ill. So he told her that her son is mentally ill and he shouldn't be sent to school anymore. He shouldn't be sent to school anymore. The mother was very too sad, and she cried a lot. She cried sorrowfully. She was shocked when she knew that her son was not good at school. So what did she do? And when she was crying, her son asked her, "Mom, what's wrong?" She said, "Nothing, my dear," and she pretended that the letter was about his cleverness, and the teacher called him a genius. And the teacher told her that she should keep him at home and should be taught at home by his mother. He shouldn't be sent to school anymore. It was a very important point in her life to know that the teacher would not accept him any longer at school. So the mother wasn't frustrated. On the contrary, she was very optimistic. And because Edison couldn't memorize lesson, he was very good with his hands, so he needed hands-on experience to learn. So the mother knew well what is the way which is suitable for her son. Later, so she taught him at home, and he was called school-homed boy. And he set up his laboratory at home. He was very clever to have his own lab at home. Later, he set up his own telegraph station, and it was very genius idea, and he invented the phonograph also. So he had a lot of discoveries and inventions he found. After the age of 30, and his mother died, she was sick and died, he found the letter, and when he discovered and read what did the teacher say about him, he was very sad and he cried for hours. And then he said, "My mother was a great woman. She believed in me and made me one of the greatest inventors." So it is very good to encourage your children in order to be great people in the future, not to frustrate them or let them down. So here the mother's decision was very great, and she was very clever dealing with the problem of her son and make everything available for him in order to be the best genius ever. Now we'll move to have some of the new vocabulary, the keywords, that they are important. We should know and know their meanings because we will use them later in experiences, in the exercises. The keywords, number one, the word pretend. Pretend, which is a verb. Pretend, a verb, it means believe in a way to make people believe something that is not true. So pretend, which is a verb, means believe in a way to make people believe something that is not true. A genius. Genius is a noun. Genius. Someone who is usually intelligent or very smart. So the word genius, which is noun, it is someone who's usually intelligent or very smart. Frustrate. Frustrate as a verb here. It means to make somebody feel annoyed. So frustrate is a verb. It means to make somebody feel annoyed. Quit, which is also a verb here. It means quit means stop doing something. Stop doing something. So the words again, pretend as a verb. Believe in a way to make people believe something that is not true. A genius is a noun, means someone who is usually intelligent or very smart. Frustrate is a verb. It means to make somebody feel annoyed. Quit is a verb. It means stop doing something. Let's move to something else. Now let's have a vocabulary exercise to practice our understanding of the important words. So here we have an exercise which says complete the statements with the following words. Genius, genius. Frustrates, frustrates. Experiments, experiments. Persisted, persisted. I'm going to wait just for 1 minute for you until you answer these sentences. Try to answer them, please. Ready to answer now? My father was at storytelling. My father was what is the word? Yes, very good. Genius. So my father was genius at storytelling. So he was very clever in telling us important and interesting stories. Number 2, his showed that lightning was a kind of electricity. His what do you think? Yes, experiments. Very good. So his experiments okay, so his experiments showed that lightning was a kind of electricity. Number 3, she, with her studies in spite of financial problems. What is the answer here? Persisted. Very good. So the word is persisted. Number 4, failing more than once, student. Failing more than once, students. Yes, very good. So failing more than once frustrates. Very good. Frustrates students. Now let's read them to check if our answers are true. So number 1, we have some words and they want us to fill in the spaces. We have the word genius, frustrates, experiments, persisted. Number 1 says, my father was a genius at storytelling. My father was a genius at storytelling. 2, his experiments showed that lightning was a kind of electricity. His experiments showed that lightning was a kind of electricity. 3, she persisted with her studies in spite of financial problems. She persisted with her studies in spite of financial problems. 4, failing more than once frustrates students. Failing more than once frustrates students. I hope you understand the example here or the exercise, and it is very easy. And it is important because you may be asked about in the exam. Now let's move to grammar. In fact, the grammar in this lesson is very easy, and it is talking about the uses of imperatives. What does mean imperatives? When you give an order or an offer, and when you start with the verb immediately when in the case of infinitive. So what does mean the uses of imperatives? Let's see this chart. Uses of imperatives. Here we have a table, and we'll talk about the use, and we have the example. We use imperatives number 1 to give orders. So we use it to give orders. For example, write your name. Write your name. This is an order. We start with the verb immediately without any subject before it, like you, I. So we start immediately with the verb, and it is infinitive verb. Write, write. Okay? So the word write here, it is an imperative verb. Number 2, we use it also to give instructions. Give instructions. For example, if you get to the doctor and he wants to check your health, check it over, we'll say, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Okay, so the verb take here also is an imperative. Number 3, we use it to offer something. If we want to give someone something, so we say, have some tea, have some tea. So here, have is imperative. Number 4, we use it to make a request. We use it to make a request, and the request here, it is called polite request. When we say, be quiet, please. Be quiet, please. So verb be here is an imperative verb. So the uses of imperatives, we use it for many things. Number 1, to give an order. For example, write your name. Number 2, give an instruction to say, take a deep breath. Number 3, to offer something. For example, have some tea. Number 4, make a request when we say, be quiet, please. Be quiet, please. These are the uses in the affirmative way. Do we have negative? Yes, of course. We have negative, and now we are moving to see the negative. So here, as you can see, we'll move to the negative. How do we make negative? Just by using don't. So we use don't only. We use don't to give orders in the negative way if we don't want these people to do anything we don't like. For example, in the class here in Syria, we don't eat. So the teacher will say, don't eat in the class. Don't eat in the class. Or if the students are making noise, the teacher will say, don't make noise. Don't make noise. Or if they are late, somebody's late, she will say, don't be late. Don't be late. So here, the negative, we use don't to give orders, direct orders. Don't eat in the class. Don't make noise. Don't be late. Can we use does or did? Of course not, because we can't give an order to a person who's absent, who is he, she, it, not there. How can we give them an order? And the same for didn't. We can give an order to a person who is not there. It is in the past, did, for the past. So we give order just for the person who is in front of us, and he is talking to us. Now we'll move to have an exercise, and I want you to help me in order to underline the imperatives in these sentences. Okay, we have here a passenger and a taxi driver. Let's see this dialogue between them and see what are the imperative verbs. You know what does mean underline. The passenger said, stop. Could you take me to the station, please? The taxi driver, of course, get in and fasten your seatbelt. The passenger, don't drive too fast, please. I get sick easily. Taxi driver, I can't drive fast in the rush hour traffic. And please, don't be sick in my taxi. Okay, this is the dialogue or the conversation. Now let's see what are the imperative verbs. I'll give you 1 minute to answer. The passenger here said, stop. Stop. Isn't an imperative? Yes, you are right. So here, the word stop is an imperative verb. Could you take me? Could here a polite request, so it is not an order or an offer or something. So, could you take me to the station, please? Please. The taxi driver said, of course. Get in. Get in. Very good. So the word get in, the verb get in here is imperative. And fasten your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelt. Also fasten is an imperative. These are affirmative imperatives. But what about the passenger here when he said, don't drive too fast? Don't drive. This is the negative form of imperative. The negative, right? Don't drive too fast, please. I get sick easily. The taxi driver said, I can't drive fast in the rush hour traffic. And please don't be sick in my taxi. Where's the imperative here? Don't be sick in my taxi. So here the imperative verbs are stop, get in, fasten, don't drive, don't be. These are the imperative verbs in this dialogue. Stop, get in, fasten, don't drive, and don't be sick. Now let's move to something else. Here we have another exercise, and they want us to complete the following statements with words from the box. Also dealing with some imperative sentences. We have the words are turn, please, don't, quiet, wake, smoke. So the words we are going to deal with are turn, please, don't, quiet, wake, and smoke. The first exercise says, this is a library, people are studying. So what is the verb here should be? This is also be, which means it is imperative, right? So be, what do you think the word is? Be quiet. Very good. Because in the library we shouldn't talk or make any noise because people are studying. So here he said, be quiet. This is a library. People are studying. Number 2, when you get to the corner in the street, and the word here right. Right. Yes, very good. Turn right. Turn right, which means that you go to the right side. Okay, so when you get to the corner, turn right. Number 3, wear a helmet when you ride your bike. Wear a helmet when you ride your bike. A helmet is something that we put on our heads in order to protect it from crashing or hitting by something, in order not to have an accident, so your head will be saved. So what is the verb here, you think, or what is the word? Yes, please. So the word is please wear a helmet when you ride your bike. Please, this is a request, okay? Please wear a helmet when you ride your bike. Number 4, the bus leaves on time every day. Be late. What is the verb here, you think? Yes, the word is, very good, don't be late. Don't. Okay, also this is an order or imperative. Don't be late. Number 5, where is mom? She's taking a nap. Please don't her up. So the verb which is left, wake. She's taking a nap. Please don't wake her up. So here we answered all of them. Let's read them again and see if our answers are correct. Number 1, be quiet. This is a library. People are studying. Number 2, when you get to the corner, turn right. 3, please wear a helmet when you ride your bike. 4, the bus leaves on time every day. Don't be late. 5, where is mom? She's taking a nap. Please don't wake her up. Let's underline now the verbs which are imperative. The verb be quiet is in the first sentence. Number 2, turn. This is also an imperative. 3, wear. 4, don't be. 5, don't wake. Okay, so these are the verbs. Be quiet, turn right, wear a helmet, don't be late, and wake up. Okay, these are the imperative verbs here in our exercise. Sorry. Still working. No. Now let's move to something else. We'll move now to the activity book to see what is the text is talking about. And here in a brief, I summarize it for you. And it says, or the subtitle says, all are involved without exception. All are involved in the exciting challenge. We mean that they are involved in the challenge. Some people, they like with their disability sometimes, or problems they have, or any default in their bodies, they will have the challenge and determination in order to be the best, okay, or better than other healthy people. So that's why the title says here, all are involved without exception. There are 3 people who had Down syndrome, and I think most of you know what is Down syndrome, and the picture will show you, it is shown in our books. So they have Down syndrome, but with determination, they successfully achieve their goals. They could manage and be successful people in society. For example, Isabella was a girl who became a fashion designer exactly like her grandma, who was trying to design clothes, and Isabella was trying to imitate her, and she was designing some clothes for her dolls, and later she became a fashion designer, as famous as to show her things in big fairs in London, in Rome, and in Italy, and all this. And especially her designs were classified for people who are having Down syndrome exactly like her. But she was very famous, and all her collections are sold during the fairs. So Isabella became a fashion designer, although she had Down syndrome. Dizay is another one who is very interested in music, and he played 7 different instruments, musical instruments, and people loved his music a lot, and he was studying at the Institute of Music, although he is the first one with Down syndrome who completed his study to reach the institution. Pineda was also a famous actor, and who had a a prize for his acting, and graduated from university. It was called the Silver Shell. He had the Silver Shell, Pineda, because he was a famous actor, and he insisted to study at university. And also he had a campaign that trying to find jobs for people with special needs, people who are exactly like him and they have special needs. So these 3 people with their problem of having this disease, which is called Down syndrome, but still they were successful. Okay, here we have a vocabulary exercise also. We're going to answer together. We have an exercise here. Let's read and see what are the words here. They say fill in the gaps with the following words. Prove, footsteps, specifically, graduated, instrument, performance. So the words again, prove, footsteps, specifically, graduated, instrument, performance. Now let's see number 1. He heard someone's in the hall. He heard someone's, then we have blank, in the hall. What word do you think that he has heard and it is important to be here? Yes? Very good. Footsteps. Someone's footsteps. أساس شغلته. So sorry. Okay, so he heard someone's foot steps in the hall. He heard someone's footsteps in the hall. You are wrong, and I can blank it. You are wrong, and I can, yes, very good, prove it. You are wrong, and I can prove it. Number 3. She from university this year. She from university this year. What is the word? Yes, very good. Graduated. So she graduated from university this year. She graduated from university this year. I blank told you not to go near the water. I told you not to go near the water. What is the word here? Since we have the verb, yeah, we need an adverb. Specifically. I specifically told you not to go near the water. So the word here is specifically. Very good. Number 5. She gave the greatest blank of her career. She gave the greatest of her career. Yes, what is the word you think? Performance. Yeah, excellent. Performance. So she gave the greatest performance of her career. Is he learning to play an blank? What? And what is left of the words here? Yes, you are great. Is he learning to play an instrument? Is he learning to play an instrument? Very good. So here, the vocabulary exercise, we have the words prove, footsteps, specifically, graduated, instrument, performance. We answered them. Let's read them for the final time. He heard someone's footsteps in the hall. He heard someone's footsteps in the hall. Number 2. You're wrong, and I can prove it. You're wrong, and I can prove it. Number 3. She graduated from university this year. She graduated from university this year. Number 4. I specifically told you not to go near the water. I specifically told you not to go near the water. Number 5. She gave the greatest performance of her career. She gave the greatest performance of her career. Number 6. Is he learning to play an instrument? Is he learning to play an instrument? Now, I think this is all for today. So thank you so much for following, and this is done by Miss Meisaء and supervised by Miss Lubna. Thank you, Allah.